guys, welcome back to the channel. So today, as you can see, we have the RS3 out, and we have actually not had this car for the last 2 weeks. It has been off getting the downpipe fitted and getting tuned. So if you saw some recent videos, you would have seen that like not too long ago, we picked up a Wagner tuning Evo 3 front mount intercooler, got that fitted to the car. We then got the new wheels. If you didn't see the reveal of those, then definitely check those out now because they're super nice, some 18-inch Advan GTs. And then in that video, I also showed you guys that we had a downpipe that to basically get fitted, we had to get it retuned and everything. So yeah, we got the JDY downpipe and midpipe, so it's completely catless. And yeah, basically we had to drop it off. So we ended up going with Tarmac Engineering to do the install and the tune. So if you're new to the sort of Euro world, they do the tuning in like stages. So this car was previously stage 1, just on a 98 pump fuel tune. We never got a dyno sheet or anything with it, so we don't know quite what power it made, but it was very quick for what it was. And there may be a reason for that as well, which I'll go into. But I did launch the car, also in another video that I made previously, and it did a 0 to 60 miles an hour in 3.2 seconds, and it did a quarter mile in 11.45. It definitely would have gone quicker as well because it was sort of heat soaked, and it was before we got the front mount intercooler fitted. So yeah, I think easily like an 11.3 was achievable with this car, which is crazy for just like an intake and a tune. That's all it had. So now it obviously has intercooler, intake, tune, downpipe, and injectors. So we had to get some 1000cc, or I don't know if we had to, we got some 1000cc injectors fitted as well. So yeah, that got done, the downpipe fitted. It now sounds completely different, but my God, is it quick now, and it sounds angry, and it is a different car. It pulls so hard. So I'm going to take it for a drive and show you guys, but I thought I'd sort of talk about, yeah, what we got done basically at the start. I did do a little startup, maybe I've already put that in. So that was its first cold start since we got it. So we picked it up yesterday afternoon. So the car is kind of filthy. Normally I would try and wash it first before doing a video, but just really wanted to get out and take it for a drive. So it's still a stock exhaust system, like cat back. It just has the downpipe and midpipe now. So that removed a cat and it made it like angry sounding, to be honest. It is crazy. So yeah, it's flex fuel as well, which I think I forgot to mention. I got a flex fuel kit. So it's a DS1 system, and it's a custom tune from Tarmac Engineering. So it's not just like a flashed on tune. He's, you know, flashed it on, then he's gone ahead and tuned the car to suit the mods and everything. So we don't know the previous figures, but he gave us on the printouts, which I'm not sure if I put a photo, I'll just tell you guys. But so he gave us on the printouts a stock RS3's figures. So it makes 238 kilowatts is the stock figure that we got at the wheels. Can't remember the torque, but it's maybe 4 something. With it now in the 98, so like pump fuel, if you're in Australia, 98 fuel you just get anywhere. It is now 310 kilowatts and 560 newton meters of torque, which is absolutely crazy, a huge jump up. But obviously, because we have flex fuel, we then got the E85 loaded in, and it made 354 kilowatts and 600 newton meters. So if those figures aren't right, I'll correct myself on the screen with some text. And keep in mind, it's pretty much summer here in Australia, so could possibly make a little bit more power in winter, maybe. But yeah, 354 kilowatts. It is an absolute monster. The sound it makes, how quick it goes now. So it was E65, basically, when we picked the car up. I've just gone down and put some more E85 in to get that number up a little bit, and now we're at E70. So yeah, when I take it for a drive, it'll be on E70. Maybe we'll get it up to like the E80 range, and it might make a little bit more power, but not really much, I don't think. But it's pretty much at its like, you know, where it needs to be now. So 1000cc injectors, the downpipe, which is the JDY, the Venturi intake, and the DS1 tune with the flex fuel kit. So that's where we're at. Those are the figures we made. I'm going to start it up now and give it some revs so you guys can hear it, because now the car's warm. So I got the cold start. We'll now get a warm start, give it some revs. And then, yeah, I'm going to chuck the GoPro on my head, take it for a bit of a drive up some roads. guys, so we're heading out to a road where I can do a couple of pulls and show you guys how it sort of, try and show you guys how it sort of feels and how quick it is and the sounds it makes. Hopefully those last little clips of the sound really showed it off, but the microphone I'm using kind of picks up sort of everything else around it until the car's sort of the louder sound, so maybe it was just all wind, I guess we'll find out. But yeah, it sounds crazy. It, like, already thinking we should have gotten different tyres, because it's like when you're doing pulls, you feel the tyres sort of going a little bit. Obviously it's all-wheel drive and traction control and everything, but yeah, some grippier tyres would probably already be an option for this, because it's quite crazy. When I do a launch, it'll definitely be the real test. I'm not going to be doing that today or anything. I'm probably going to save that and do a video where we go out to the drag strip, because I'd love to see if this thing can run a 10. It should really run 10 easy, but yeah, keen to do that. But one other thing I didn't mention, I guess, it has a new like gearbox, DSG tune, different to the one it had. So previously had one, has a new one. So everything's kind of been refreshed on the car. It also got the DSG serviced, the engine oil serviced, engine oil done, new injectors and new coils. So everything's been refreshed, and also even got a Haldex service as well. Only thing we didn't do was a transfer case. So yeah, the car's had like a full check over. So now, from now on, we know it's going to be safe to drive hard. We know everything's been up to date service wise, and yeah, it's been given a clean sort of bill of health. Obviously we had some little issues pop up, like a little pinhole melt point in a wastegate line that was causing an overboost, and we had to change 2 of the secondary injectors, as well as the 1000cc injectors we'd already had added at the start of when we first dropped it off. So yeah, with that, everything's kind of done. Everything's perfect with the car now. It's got the wheels, it's got the little exterior pieces from Max Design, it's got the steering wheel, so it's good to go. It was also great to have a chat to Bennett Tarmac about some of the things about the car, like, because with the Evo 10 that I'm used to driving, that Letitia used to own, we know that the main thing is getting the SST, or the dual clutch transmission, up to temp, because if you don't, you start slipping clutches while it's still cold and it's not good. So we know all about that with the Evo 10 world, but I'm kind of new to the Audi world, so I don't know much about these gearboxes compared. So I asked him, and he said that's not really anything to worry about. I don't know if you can see, probably not, but on the dash it does have the engine oil temp, and so he said basically you want to get that to above 70, 80 before you start going really hard. So we're at 94 now, and the car's quite warm because I started idling for a bit, did a couple of pulls and everything. So yeah, it's good to know all that sort of side of things. The other thing to note is the power little digital readout there. I don't really know why that's a thing that needs to be seen. Obviously, now it is actually the E85 readout, the ethanol readout is now. So instead of me, you can see the torque, it's 9%, I'm barely touching the throttle. Normally it would say power, 10% or whatever as well. Now it's always going to read what the ethanol readout is, which is really cool to see. It's actually on there. Be even better if they could maybe change, instead of saying power, it said ethanol, but don't think it really matters. But now we know we are at E70, if you can actually even see that. E69, E70, so yeah, it had still a little bit of 98 pump fuel left in the tank when they put the E85 in to tune it. It's still got a little bit left now, so over the next couple of tanks getting emptied, we'll see how high that gets to. But yeah, so yeah, with that all said, the car is warm. We're in some faster areas now, so I can do a couple of pulls. Do have a car in front of me, but you're not going to really hear the sounds. I do have the sunroof popped, but yeah, with this microphone on me, it's more focusing right on directly in its area, so it's going to pick up a little bit of the exhaust sound. But so what we'll do, we're in manual mode, we're in dynamic, so we'll drop it back a couple of gears, back into third, and punch the accelerator. And my phone went flying out of where it was sitting. It is quick now. Absolutely brutal. The sounds it makes. The top end on it is nuts. Like, it doesn't, as you go through gears, it does not sort of lose any of its steam. It just keeps pulling all the way. Like, it's obviously a 5-cylinder. It's got a pretty decent sized turbo, clearly from factory. But compared to like my Evo 10 with an upgraded turbo, which is just a 4-cylinder 2-litre, the top end difference, the mid-range, it's the torque really, because it has like 150 Newton meters of torque more than my car does. So it is quite nuts with just the few basic mods this has. No turbo changed, no cams, nothing like that, just straight up a downpipe, not even the full exhaust, a downpipe and the mid-pipe. The intake, which doesn't really add power, it's more there for sound. And yeah, some injectors and some E85 into it. What this thing does with just those few mods is absolutely crazy. So yeah, we'll do a pull down here as well. So we're in second gear and we'll punch it. It's crazy. It is just gone. As soon as you get on it, it just pulls so hard through those gears. And so, again, you won't hear the sounds. I'm going to have to do a new POV drive video where I mic up the car, basically. But the sound from that exhaust, it kind of drowns out a lot of the turbo spool that you used to hear a little bit more. But now, you kind of get that crazy exhaust sound. And then when you back off, you hear the flutter from the intake. So it is like the best of both worlds. I know people always say these things have that like V10 sound, because the story is it's the V10 engine chopped in half and it's a 5-cylinder. But now with this downpipe, it sounds more V10-y to me than what it did. Like when it gets, I think about 3.5, it just like screams, like howls. It sounds angry. I should turn the aircon off as well, because I've got the aircon on. It's probably not helping. It's an angry like rasp low, and then it just like howls like a scream. It's like nothing else. Absolutely love the sounds now. So yeah, it won't pick up with the microphone in this audio, the audio in this video, but I will show you guys what that sounds like in the future because the microphone, when I put them on the car, it actually is it's closest to what you actually hear with your ears while you're driving. So yeah, that's the best way to explain it. Yeah, this thing's nuts. E70, it pulls so hard. I don't know when we're going to put some 98 pump fuel back in, but even then, 310 kilowatts and like 560 Newton meters of torque. It's not even going to be like slow. Not that, it's still going to be super quick. It's still going to feel crazy. But I'd say Letitia's just going to drive this on E85 for quite a while. So the next few videos we do on it will probably just be full E85, but with the flexibility of being able to just pop in some pump fuel if you're ever somewhere or you want some better fuel economy, because obviously the fuel economy like this is going to be worse. But yeah, so that's the car. I can't wait to do my next POV drive video to really capture those sounds, and I can't wait to take it to the drag strip and actually like launch it and see what this thing does, because the launching I did on the private bit of road wasn't quite long enough, and it still was like mid to low 11s clearly, and now it's going to be 10s. It feels so much quicker than what it did, so it's going to be running 10s, which is crazy. I've never run a 10 before. This is almost as fast as my car, which is the fastest quarter mile I've done, which is mid 11s. Like this was right on that sort of time as well. So now it's going to be faster, which is crazy. It's going to run a 10 easy. I just actually met someone at the servo while I was putting E85 in with an RS3, and he's got E85 as well, and he said he's running 10.1. So, and he's waiting on some more parts, like a downpipe and stuff. So he's running without the downpipe and sort of like stage 2 kind of configuration. So similar to what this, so this should ideally be as fast or faster, really. So mind-blowing. If this, I don't see it happening that it gets into a 9, but who knows, going off what he said. So yeah, but a low 10 second quarter mile would be nuts. But yeah, so as you can see, I'm kind of like lost for words with how good this thing sounds and how fast it is now. You got like the best of both worlds. It's still all-wheel drive, it still handles pretty well, and then it's got that traction, it's got the crazy speed. These are such good cars, I'm telling you. The whole package. So yeah, I think I'm going to end the video there. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Definitely subscribe if you want to see more Evo 10 content. Evo 10, I'm so used to saying that. Well, yeah, more Evo 10 content, but also RS3 content. Plenty more of both to come. Yeah, I got a few exciting videos that I need to do with this. So, like I've already talked about. So, yeah, subscribe. Make sure you give the video a like and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Thanks to Ben and the team at Tarmac Engineering for making this into an absolute rocket. And yeah, thanks to Letitia for buying such a cool car and letting me drive it. So yeah, I'll end the video there, but I'll see you guys next time.